And we're live. And we're live. The Swordfish Commentary. I'm trying to get back to the main part here of the Blu-ray menu. How's everyone doing out there today? Was watching the Sausage Factory last night, and oh boy, they were not happy to be doing a commentary for License to Drive. But I happen to like that movie. I'm not like the biggest fan of it or anything. Uh, Anyway, I hope everyone's out there doing good. And if you've seen the movie Swordfish, go ahead and jump in the comments. Let me know if you think of it in high regard or in what regard you contemplate the movie as. Um, I know a fair amount about it, but I'm not gonna. Uh, Looking forward to interviewing the director Dominic Sena, who, to my knowledge, directed California with a K, the Brad Pitt movie. David Duchovny, Carrie Ann Moss, I believe. Juliette Lewis too. I don't remember if it's her or someone else, but I think it's her. About murderers and stuff. And then he directed Gone in 60 Seconds, and then this. I think that's the order. So he had just come off Gone in 60 Seconds, a real slick, fast-paced action car movie. And then this one has got a similar type story. He's got to rescue his daughter instead of the brother. The main character's got to rescue his daughter instead of the brother. Uh, so the brother in Gone 60 Seconds. Gosh, which actor is it? Who plays the brother? Oh, Giovanni Ribisi. So then the daughter, whoever plays her in Swordfish, but I think it's Gina Gershon that plays her mother, and her mother's on route to becoming like a porn star or something. So this movie's got a lot of I don't know, cool stuff in it. It's why you go to the movies. If you didn't see this movie in theaters, I kind of feel bad for you. To be honest, it was a great theatrical experience. So I'll get into it more as we go on. I'm watching on the Blu-ray for Swordfish, and now I don't know if it's called Operation Swordfish or Swordfish. Button the shirt up here. Who knows? Um, so Operation Swordfish or Password Swordfish or whatever Swordfish. I don't really know, but I'll just call it Swordfish. Um, so if you don't know this movie, please go ahead and watch it. I hope you watch it and then you join me back for another commentary, or if you want, I'll probably be spoiling the movie during the commentary, different parts of it and stuff. It stars Don Cheadle in a pretty big role for the time. And oh boy, I just got a lot to say on this movie. So we started a scrambled logo. It's not the normal Warner Brothers logo. The only ones I know of that very have much variation on them are the Valentine logo, which is all red, going from Village Roadshow to all red. And then this one, it just starts on the Warner Brothers dry logo, but instead of it being the dry logo, they're, I don't know how to say it. It's like morphing on screen. So it's like digital morphing, digital. So we're going to start right at the beginning of that process. And it shows to the full logo. Pardon me. And then it basically cuts to a monologue by John Travolta that's spoken and smoked and you know, acted out, off camera and on camera. So that's the first scene of the movie. So hopefully everyone's got the same cut of the movie. I don't know if there's. I would imagine there's more than one cut. So you talking about Joel Silver? Let's just start the movie. Y'all's out there having a good day, I hope. We're keeping an eye on all the movie news and everything like that, but I'm pretty excited to just start this movie. This is a commentary that I'm very fond of this movie. And I'll get into why and everything like that as we go. I think that's probably the best usage of time. We're gonna go 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Play your copy. I just love the intensity of this opening song. It's a very intense and very intense song. It's like, "Wah." You'll hear it. So it's a Village Roadshow logo as well. Village Roadshow, it's a company I'm fascinated with. If I ever get more freedom in my life, I guess, to travel or to work for other companies and stuff, I'll be interested in working for them. Now, as they make amusement parks and movies and stuff, obviously you've seen their logo on thousands of movies, I would think at this point, at least hundreds. Um, so I love this opening monologue by Travolta. Probably one of his best scenes in the history of cinema. Performing to you don't know who, but talking about Sidney Lumet's, great visionary work for Dog Day Afternoon. I mean, I could just perform this monologue, okay? It's just so awesome. So he's lighting his cigar, he's doing his thing, and this is Travolta, just 5, 6 years removed from uh, Pulp Fiction, Get Shorty era. So his movies are less of special occasions at this point, and his other movies wouldn't do too well right around here. Domestic Disturbance, Lucky Numbers, probably his biggest flop of his career almost. Michael had just come out and done pretty well among Phenomenon, Civil Action, General's Daughter. But this shows him as a very charismatic villain. I say that with a question mark. As you see here, his detailed monologue is basically a thesis for his character. What if you just start killing the hostages? Can you get what you want earlier? And what you want is to stop other terrorists, commit terrorism to get money to stop other terrorists, and the way that you are raising money to stop terrorism is by killing hostages one by one when you get in terrorism events. That's some pretty high level stuff going on in that. I've luckily no terrorist has really, um, I'm talking about like a non-religious terrorist has ever decided to just start killing hostages to get to what they want. I mean, you can name one here or there, but the goal of this individual in this movie is literally to stage terrorist events, kill hostages for the point of stopping the real religiously motivated terrorists and other terrorists, because his motivation is just to stop them. So that's kind of interesting. I mean, the CIA and some of these organizations on the surface, their goal is to stop these events, or so we're led to believe. Um, but yet he has an operation that runs counter to every other operation. In fact, it's his own operation to stop this stuff, however he deems possible. And that's by staging this terrorist event here that we see. And you're about to see what happens. And he's like, he breaks down this monologue in the best way possible. Life stranger in fiction. I got a bone out, and he bones out this little coffee hatch. And wherever this coffee hatch is, it's right on the street of Ventura Beach, California. You used to go there. You never really go there on vacation because it's a crazy town. It's the Psycho Place is right near there, Atascadero, and it's right near there. So it's like you don't going to stay in that town all that long. You can go down to the docks and have some nice seafood and fish and all that. And there's some nice antique stores in the town. But other than that, you're gonna get approached by crazy people for sure. Like for sure, for sure. So obviously they're a big movie studio. They could shut down the town, buy the crazy people off, maybe hire some of them as extras. I find this to be a really stylishly done scene. Obviously, it personifies the late '90s, 2000s of filmmaking. You got Hugh Jackman, probably only played Wolverine once at this point, and Fox kind enough to say, "Hey, go ahead and use him, Warner Brothers. We got you," like that, you know. Uh, so we got Ventura Beach here, looking good. Ventura Beach is nice, scenically nice area. So it's called Traveler's Coffee. That place. Um, Scenically challenged, just no. But do you feel necessarily safe being in Ventura or a lot of those areas? There are a lot of crazy people in that Central Coast area because I don't really know why. It just is. It totally is. I don't know anyone that can denounce that. There's a lot of rich people. There's a lot of nice people, but there's a fair amount of crazies. So Malibu, Calabasas, further down that coast is a little more calm and serene. But also Camarillo is nice. Camarillo is also mainly where I think there's another crazy place too. But just so happens I'm not seeing as much of that in Camarillo. But of course I have limited exposure to these things. So that guy, that blonde guy that they just showed with kind of a mop top, that's Tom Cruise's cousin, I believe. William Mapother, I believe his name is. Uh, or Thomas. Yeah, William Mapother. Because you ever see Tom Cruise's real name, it's got Mapother in it. So that's a Mapother right there. That's Tom Cruise's cousin. He's at the beginning of Mission Impossible 2, kind of a similar terrorist role. He's got a very big role in Lost, I think, as Ethan Rom, and I believe as in he's like, I don't know, second or third billing in The Grudge Part 1, one of my favorite horror movies of all time. In fact, I might watch that later. I like The Grudge. I like The Grudge a lot. I think it gets a bad rap. So I love this. They are like, have dog collars strapped to them all. Basically, they'll blow up with ball bearings, and I'm sure you've seen the ball bearing scene that's about to happen here. So anyway, the guy that they keep showing right there, that little frog-looking guy, he's in The Good Wife, that TV show. Yeah, I've watched that before, but he's got a really big role on that. Obviously, seen him in a lot of different movies and TV shows through the years. Can't think of his name as an actor, but maybe we'll see him in the credits later. I think Don Cheadle does a really good job in this movie. He's asked to kind of carry the bag, um, be the detective, kind of moving the plot forward, and he's overwhelmed by the circumstances of the plot. Oh, I think one of these people is a niece of Travolta or something. It seems like these actors like that. Oh, see, here's the ball bearings part. Look at those ball bearings just cut people apart. All for the sake of stop other terrorism. You do a terrorism event like this. Um. All right. Well, I mean, this is CGI. This is cool. This is a 360 shot. It's not even computer I mean, it's computer generated, but I remember how they said on the making of how they did it. It was just a lot of cameras too. So it's practical and CGI. And then basically now we're going to do the thing where we flash back and he looks at a ball bearing and then sees his life as it was before Halle Berry goes and plucks him out of obscurity, which is, I think, what we're going to see here. First, you're going to see another little scene. Now, I love these scenes. They're basically little gambits or little gauntlets that are set forward. Like, we knew something was terrorism about to happen with that monologue and whole, basically a 14, about 11-minute setup sequence, whole set piece in Ventura County there. Very beautifully done. Very good way to start the movie. Is it a little bit odd? Yeah, lurching in on the ball. But yeah, think about this. In the year 2000, still kind of like we're playing with narrative a little bit. And Dominic Sena, hey, give him a little bit of a leash. I don't know what he does now, but he's that did too. Gone 60 Seconds in this in California. Going into this movie, of course. So then this scene, we see that this guy is someone of value, someone of value, someone of value. Well, someone of value is under protection. So watch this scene closely. It's pretty cool. Um, I like how it's basically a magician act. A lot of this movie, like how things gonna happen as you see the absurd shit's about to happen, but you think, oh, that absurd shit's not about to happen. That can't be like that. But then when it is, it's pretty mind blowing, mind bending action thriller. I would say that this is. It's got a lot of thriller elements to it. You don't really know exactly what's up with this enigmatic, um, like a curvaceous personality, I guess you would say, for John Travolta. There's just so much volume to what he's bringing to the table in this character. And we haven't even seen John Travolta's character really, other than that monologue yet. And that monologue alone was like a piece of steak. There was so much he was talking about in that monologue. Film, breaking down film theory, Sidney Lumet, what Al Pacino's best performances are, what's wrong with modern terrorism, what's wrong with the modern media, what's wrong with the hostage negotiation tactics in modern America, what's wrong with them in the world at large. I mean, and then you get a scene like this, Sam Shepard, one of America's best playwrights, and then Tate Donovan, who happened to be bagging Jennifer Aniston, I think, at that point. Tate Donovan was in The Upside. Tate Donovan's been in the television show Damages, starring Glenn Close, among other people, Ted Danson. I almost want to go backwards to make sure I didn't miss that one scene. But anyway, I think that scene's still coming up. Um, you'll see when you watch this movie, it's a heavy plot. And I think the heavy plot doesn't get in the way. It adds to the movie. I'm angry thinking back on it that no one has ever brought up Swordfish 2. Swordfish 2, Swordfish 3, Swordfish 4, Swordfish 5, Swordfish 6, Swordfish 7, Swordfish 8. I mean, I actually literally think that there should have been a Swordfish franchise. Each one a similar plot. Maybe John Travolta being the villain slash hero and everyone, because that's literally what he is in this movie. Now, I don't know if we missed that part or not, but um, I'll just be a little bit up more itinerant. But basically, that the important witness guy gets capped through the glass, the protective glass, the protective glass. That's cool, man, because you get the idea that maybe something like that might happen. Then when it does, boom. So you got Hugh Jackman basically naked golfing off his trailer in the middle of nowhere, very similar to the Gone 60 Seconds Nicolas Cage character arc. Sounds pretty fun, just rolling out of bed, golfing like he looks like he's been doing or whatever. I would love to be doing that, man. Golf's the shit. Oh, he's not naked. He's pretty naked though. I think he's just wearing a towel. I might as well just be naked, A towel seems like it would get in the way on the backswing. Man, he's living in a shitty area. Just like, looks like a big junkyard. And Halle Berry just comes dressed like a Bond girl. So basically, this is a Bond movie. I mean, it's got all the bells and whistles of a Bond movie, but without being a Bond movie. And I mean, oh my God, Halle Berry's just banging right there. Sorry. I mean, that's exactly what they put her in this movie. Is like, okay, you're not going to get bored. Here you go, young men. And here you go, gentlemen. Here you go, whoever the hell wants to look at Halle Berry. Because she's about as perfect as it is right there. She's a product. She just comes, okay, Heineken's a product. And look at that product placement. Also, Pace Salsa. Didn't look like the freshest can there. Freshest jar, I should say. So there's no confusion. She gets a good fresh can of that Heineken that was popular at the time, those barrels. And he's wearing an Iowa Hawkeyes shirt, it looks like. So she's just using her body to get up on him. Like, really close up on him. Let me knock this phone down for a minute. Hold on. I love this movie. She says, I'm not here to perform oral on you. I'm here to get you to go somewhere. And I think she's got money she's offering him. So a new gambit. That she's just saying that this dude's going to pay just to meet you. So she ties his shoes for him. That's always nice. probably enjoys the way that I mean she could just serve someone a sandwich and it would feel good, I'm sure. So I don't know what his shirt's wearing. I'm gonna look at it. But this is the '90s. This is what people would wear, kind of like jeans like that, and then a little T-shirt. I guess they're still wearing that now, but yeah, that kind of T-shirt. So that's how things were. You can, dude, you can go lie down. Curly, get dog, dude. You can rack back, dude. Curly, you can rack back, dude. Watching a movie right now, and I'm gonna do the commentary. And of course, my dog don't care two fucks about Swordfish, and it's not Gina Gershon. My mistake. It's Drea De Matteo. Drea De Matteo was on The Sopranos, and I met her during when she was on a TV show called Joey, which was the spinoff from Friends. I think that's Drea De Matteo. I'm not positive. I also knew Drea De Matteo. She had some dogs that lived in the area where I lived in Laurel Canyon, and she's a little uptight, of course, like you'd expect. I mean, would you expect any less from Drea De Matteo? So I love this part. He just wants to get his daughter, father's rights. I'm an advocate for father's rights. Um, I think they're important. You see this bitch, she's living in the lap of luxury in a porn den, though. So would you rather be living luxurious or be living in luxury that's fueled by porn? I'd rather not be living in luxury. Oh, that's just a little bit, I'll consume porn, sure, but I'm not going to go ahead and, live in a lifestyle where it's a rich house, but all surrounded by, Larry, the porn king of Southern California, and Larry's a film financier, whatever the case may be. It's still not a good environment for a daughter or the mother of a daughter. And she don't see the forest through the trees. I don't even know if that's Drea De Matteo. Here I am going off on if it's Drea De Matteo. I always thought it was either Gina Gershon or Drea De Matteo, and now I don't know. So we'll see who it is later. It's not the biggest role. And of course, one of the roles that probably a critic would knock is a one-dimensional motivational factor character like that. Like basically all she serves is to get him going, telling the plot. So no, that is not an Iowa Hawkeye shirt. It's a shirt that says free and easy. And it's a pretty cool shirt actually. Wouldn't mind getting it. Wouldn't mind getting it. If Warner Brothers had a shop where you could get different shirts, and if a woman wanted to buy that Halle Berry outfit, they should put that out there. They should start that type of thing. Now, sure, they make these costumes exclusive for this and that, whatever. But I'm a fan of that idea, at least. So you get a pretty traditional scene here. Hey, come with us, join our team up. You need to team up. You need to help us do this job, and he's gonna pay you. And a good family lawyer costs a lot of money. She's saying, puppy dog want to go with the bubba. Oh, what a cute puppy. Oh, that's always a good thing. My doggy likes to look at a doggy on screen. I was gonna get my dog involved in acting and stuff, but just didn't wanna. I'd like to have a pet. I have something to manage like that. I love the bubba. So anyway, I'm really enjoying the commentary so far. This is the kind of movie that always just energizes me. I mean, it's got such kinetic energy to it. Even in the background, you got oil derricks moving, always something moving, something going forward. So now we see FBI field office. Okay, I knew I didn't see this scene already because they draw this scene out. Now, I'm sorry for spoiling it for you, but basically, this scene is so awesome. This scene is incredible. It's showing that he's a protect someone that they need to protect. And then how does this work? They figure out a way to get the one guy out of there that could be protecting them. I think Don Cheadle, they fake out that he's got some phone call or something like that. And they figure out a way to cap him through the wall, through the glass. I mean, you don't see that the gambit paid off so often in this movie. There's a gambit that's going to happen between John Travolta and Hugh Jackman in their first meeting. There's the gambit of what they are trying to accomplish. There's the bus gambit, and I won't even spoil that because once the bus gambit happens, all bets are off. There's all sorts of other things leading up to it, and there's more of a love triangle going on between Travolta, Jackman, and Barry. That's pretty underrated as well. Pretty underrated as well as indeed. Now, at this time, I believe they were acting together quite a lot. Jackman and Barry, as I think that they were in X1, 2, and 3. As far as I remember, she may not have been in the third one, but I believe she was in at least X2 and 1. Um, Oh, and I forgot about that part. Don Cheadle gets very physical with this dude, and he knocks his coffee over awkwardly, and then says, "How much do you weigh?" And then tosses the dude out of the room. That was pretty impressive, actually. You don't see Don Cheadle getting all that physical sometimes. That was some good physicality by him. I like that about his character. He's willing to put his body and his his own physical health on the line for this role. It's definitely not an easy movie to make. I feel that there's a lot. That scene was tough, and yeah, his job is tough. He's the cyber criminal task. That sounds like a difficult job, and it is. He's got to continually outsmart the smartest of the smart who with unlimited resources. Guys that want to be a terrorist to stop terrorists. I mean, that's some sick level shit. So he's threatening to break the homie's hand here, saying that you can't be a good hacker. So I think this is the actor Vinnie Jones, and then that's William Mapother. So you got Vinnie Jones, famous soccer footballer, um, goes on to be in a lot of movies, kind of known for being kind of a loudmouth, but at least a good physical presence as an actor. I believe that's Vinnie Jones, and then that's Tom Cruise's cousin, just walking in to do basically one of the cooler scenes of the movie. Hard to rank these movies, but I think that's Vinnie Jones. If I'm wrong, I'll correct it later. But I think Vinnie Jones is in this movie or he's in Wanted. I forget. Now, Wanted's kind of similar to this movie in some ways, but I mean, this movie's just so sick. He exists in a world, something that you don't even imagine. That's just a sick line. And look at his car. He's driving a car like that in America. What we only fantasize he does. Pretty much, he lives a life where nothing is beyond him. Pretty much, he's balling on a high level there. He's pulling up in some ride that's like technically illegal to drive, I think. Oh, girls in the '90s would wear their hair like that sometimes. That was pretty good. Yeah, a bunch of different ones. Bunch of different '90s and 2000s hairstyles. He's a driven, unflinching, calculating machine. I love that part. Dude's a straight baller. Look at how he walks into that club and then people start just doing shit for him. Quote unquote, don't find him, he finds you. So, yeah, I hope y'all enjoy this movie. See, Don Cheadle's just got to match up to find information. Excuse me, sir, I have a call. See, that's the one thing is, he's going to leave the room here. Someone should come in his stead. Someone should come in his stead. That's a whackness of procedure. TH out there in Finland. Big fan of the channel. TH. TH is from Finland. TH, they're speaking Finnish in this scene. Is it accurate Finnish? Is it? Do you like this movie because the characters are from Finland? I love this scene. It's basically, I think that the guy that I think is Vinnie Jones, somehow baits this valuable hacker guy to stand by the wall, and they're gonna cap him through the fucking protective glass. It's so sick. I wonder if this has ever happened before. The guy's just, I don't know, very vain, I guess, gonna go look through the mirror. I don't know if you can shoot through protective glass. But... Boom. Right through the protective glass. And then they get the Finnish lawyer. So the frog-looking guy, I cannot remember his name, but he's the superior of Don Cheadle, and Don Cheadle now realizes that it was all set up. Pretty good scene. Pretty good scene indeed. So Hugh Jackman's dressed what Halle Berry would think is not well enough to be seeing the great master Travolta in the flesh. So you get this great 90s, 2000s dance hall scene. These dance hall rave scenes that would be now you get this really cool beat like dun 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 it's like just beginnings of the EDM. Lots of cool rave activity. Oh, we see Tom Cruise's cousin there again, William Apather. This is quite a group. Those guys just did a prison and just shot a guy through protective glass. Appearances are very important. They don't really like his clothing. They keep pointing it out. So here's another Gambit style part where this chick's just going to start going down on him, right on everyone, and he's going to have to hack. And there's a if you don't hack quick enough, she's going to be blowing you and whatever. Dell gets a good product placement here too. So to TH out there and everyone, I mean, is this an accurate depiction? This Helga chick, she seems Finnish as well. And she just snuggles right up to him. And it's going to be used for this ultimate gambit. Basically, she max on him, and she's going to now go down on him. He's tied up, basically, that he can't move or whatever till he hacks in. And these lesbian broads or whatever they are, and they're gonna she's gonna go down on this bro, and he gonna hack in. I mean, I like Gone in 60 Seconds, but I like this movie so much more. I think this is one of my top movies of all time, just because it's such a great experience. And is it perfect? No, but it's an experience. He's now getting oral performed on him by Helga, the Finnish hackers posse girl, and you get this classic 90s hacking scene and he looks like he's doing pretty good at the idea about her performing oral on him. So I mean, imagine Helga going down on, I mean, if you're a man, if you're a woman, you imagine whatever you want, but Helga's pretty beautiful. I mean, Helga's pretty damn beautiful indeed. I mean, I don't know what Helga's up to now, but I'm sure she's still pretty beautiful. But I like the movie quite a lot. I hope that you're enjoying it. I think John Travolta's character, right there, you see all the levels of his personality: voice, threatening ship or threateningness, insistence on achieving his goal, all that you find to be like really attractive on-screen qualities. And I'm not talking about attractive in that sense. I'm talking about dynamic, compelling, strong character. Very strong character is this John Travolta character. He's just fucking with Stan. I love that part. I'm just fucking with you, Stan. Uh, so honestly, check this movie out. Helga really enjoyed what she did to perform on Hugh Jackman there, and he gets in with 55 seconds. But I mean, it would be amazing for him to go off with Helga and be able to enjoy their time together, instead of that rushed interaction that they had. Um, but hey, that's the way the business and love go as it goes. So then Halle Berry is basically like his soothsayer. Um, and he says, "Get away from me. You don't want to be involved with this." And Halle Berry is just insistent, as much as John Travolta was insistent and threatening, that they need his hacking. Now, he can't touch a computer, quote unquote. He just did so, though, because his life was basically under pretty good duress. So I think you'd almost have a claim against, the idea that he can't touch a computer in that situation to save his own life and to make sure he could pay child support so he's not dead. But yeah, so that's how that goes. And then you got Halle just macking up on Hugh Jackman here now. I don't know, man. She's trying to seduce him into closing this deal, and we don't know why at this point. No clue why. And who and what and why John Travolta is as intense as he is, we don't know at this point. He seems like he's just almost reveling in performing the terrorism. But obviously, we're going to learn there's more to it. It's not that he's reveling in performing the terrorism, it's that his goal is to make the terrorism as um, successful as possible, kill as many hostages as possible, as sad as that is, to get the money that he needs to go stop other terrorists. So if he does a job that's kind of a bust and he doesn't get a lot of money, aka he doesn't kill as many hostages to drive up that number, then hey, he's not able to stop as many terrorists the next time. So that's why he's as intense as he is, to revel in what he's doing. And if you put the composite of all these characters, you add up all the energies of Don Cheadle and all his little crew here, including that frog-looking man who runs the FBI or whatever, and even put Sam Shepard and whoever else may be working for them. Put them all in a blender and you mix that up. It doesn't even have an ounce of what John Travolta and his little squad of, co-finish assailants have. I mean, his squad of co-finish assailants and him they're basically like, Robin Hood and their merry men. They're gonna rob from the uh, rich, kill kill the poor and the rich for money, and then go stop the real people that are trying. They're like kind of Robin Hoodish, and they're like Duke basketball in terms of their success. So it's not no Robin Hood squad that's barely accomplishing something. They're like, Duke, or fill in the blank, some Alabama football in terms of success. Like, look at how this swordfish operation works. Look at all the manpower that's being spent by whoever that is, the FBI. It's kind of classic, actually. And then obviously you got Tom Cruise's cousin William Apather hanging out, and you got this chill ass party as they're trying to purport it to be this late '90s, 2000s gathering here. And this is how things were back in the day, man. There wasn't really global war going on. I mean, there's not global war going on now per se, but there's, I guess, less world conflict. And you had stuff like this, diversionary style entertainment and um, movie that could kind of show all what was going on with uh, a motivated character like this who is so anti-terrorism that he becomes a terrorist, and that's what John Travolta's character is. Um, just figure I comb it all up here. So John Travolta is blessed with a great voice, I think, for movies, and a great look on screen. Obviously, Hugh Jackman, obviously great, blessed with both those things as well. A great voice and a great look on screen. Um, I'd like to see them reteam. I mean, I've heard they're make a Greatest Showman Part 2. I'd like to see them reteam for a musical, be it that or whatever. I do think they're already making Cats, but both aren't in it, so that opportunity has been lost. Um, what else could we say about Swordfish? Well, this particular scene is the money offer, and they're offering a lot of money to Hugh Jackman. I mean, it would solve all his difficulties dealing with his, porn star wife and all that, and it would be a really good situation. Really good situation. But now he's just got to think, can I hack and help this absolute nuthead off? Can I help him out? Like, and that's what it comes down to: is do you want to help this heavy ass nuthead to, achieve what he's trying to achieve? And what he's trying to achieve is some bullshit in terms of if you're Hacker Joe, what he's going to let you in on. He's probably not telling you his master plan. Oh, I'm going to kill terrorists. I'm going to kill 13 hostages to stop terrorists A through F. Literally, one event's going to kill the plots of 6 other terrorists. Because that don't really compute. But if you do it on a binary level, you kill 13 hostages, you stop 6 terrorist events where 50 people die in each one. You're giving up 13 people to save 300. It's sad for those 13 people, but it's if you're one of those 287 in the balance, I mean, good on you. You're in a you're in a pretty prime situation, uh, prime way of going about it, as they'd say, because of the events that John Travolta personally orchestrate and make sure are not orchestrated. I guess would be the case. In the key there, he's making sure that the events are not okay. And now that's the best part of the movie right there. For all this stuff, seriously, Halle Berry putting her breasts out like that is, I mean, I'm exaggerating, but that's pretty awesome. And breasts are just right on screen for several minutes. Not several minutes, but at least 10, 15 seconds at this point. So they continue to bring up that he's not dressed appropriately. I would think that he should have changed his clothes at least once by now. So, I mean, that's a good point by them. But they've dressed it up like 4 or 5 times now. Hey, go ahead and reevaluate the way you look. All right, yeah. So that's his daughter. I think his daughter's dressed very odd. She's dressed like a 1960s hippie. But hey, she's 8 or 9 years old. She's having a nice time at school, and I believe she's waiting to get picked up here. And homie Hugh Grant has probably got some things he's doing. I don't know. I don't remember this part. I guess he's busy planning hacking for terrorists, as they'd say. Busy job, but somebody's got to do it. So he's passed out at home. Oh, she's passed out at home. So she's got to call her father to pick her up, I believe. So this movie made 95 to 110 million domestically, I think, something like that. Maybe more like 80 to 90. So her dad comes and picks them up. And I like this part quite a lot. I like this part quite a lot. Yeah, I like my hair like that. There we go. Um, yeah, swordfish. I've got my swordfish hairstyle now. There we go. There we go. I like that. Just like that. I hope it stays just like that. Hi, everybody. That's fucking baller. So, the young girl's got some pretty cool sunglasses, not gonna lie. And, Hugh Jackman's driving his daughter back to this house, I guess, now. So he's just a quick pickup from the elementary school, but that was a pretty effective little scene. It just basically shows that he cares about his daughter very much. I'm going to charge the phone for a little bit here. Charge the phone for a little bit here. Alright, good dog, Curly. That's my dog there. So, Don Cheadle gets riled up on here because he comes to a familiar place. When you're under FBI protection, it's never good to go to a familiar place. So he jumps out the car, backs up out of these guys, and then takes off on foot. It's kind of crazy. But hey, it's kind of parkourish, I guess you would say. Like how Aladdin is nowadays. But Aladdin knew parkour back in the animated one. He's jumping around in the video game and in the old movie. So, anyway. Well, Hugh Jackman's got quite a little quandary here. He's going to jump over the edge of this building and roll down a cliff. And now Don Cheadle does that. See, that's what I'm saying. Really good physical work by Don Cheadle in this movie. It goes unstated. I mean, clearly there's some stunt doubles going on too, I would think, but still, Don Cheadle doing some of it. And Hugh Jackman doing some of it too. And Hugh Jackman is just so good at doing stunts through the years. It's just pretty amazing. From Les Miserables to all his work as Wolverine to Real Steel and oh gosh, myriad of different movies that Mr. Jackman has been in. One of the best actors in the world, of course, at this point. I mean, he's not necessarily my favorite or anything, but especially here, he's still like learning to be a star, as you'll see as the movie goes on. That his ability to carry it is not really there. It's more John Travolta, but the movie's designed that way as well. I'd put a little bit of a question mark on that. I think that there's just like this little vacuum of starness still, and it's mainly that John Travolta fills that vacuum because he's still just the bigger star, and he's oozing with this, like I said, curvaceous personality in this film. Just this melting pot of self-referential, Tarantino-ness, but then also malevolent geopolitical intelligence. He's like this ultimate neocon, and that character is really not popular with the media. That kind of portrayal and that kind of performance that's kind of a catch-all for everything is something that usually the media doesn't can't quite get behind. And this is especially, I think he made Battlefield Earth within a year or two of this movie. Either way, it may have come out. I don't know when Battlefield Earth came out exactly, but it came out right around this time. So he was in kind of an area where, I mean, he's probably wearing Battlefield Earth, promotional material at least. I mean, that heavy headdress. I mean, he may be still wearing that during the making of this movie. I mean, I don't even know. Who knows how things are filmed these days? But anyway, it's definitely something that he was wearing that heavy headdress in that movie, and it's literally one of the more lampooned movies of all time. Probably changed the trajectory of his career slightly because he had become back to being a bigger star again, and then he makes that very, very poor film, um, Battlefield Earth. Now, Battlefield Earth, I'd like to buy or see or, analyze further. I've never really even watched it. But, obviously, it was him putting something from his culture that he celebrates into a movie form. And clearly, Mr. Hubbard has a lot of great science fiction that he's written. And so, anyway, now we see Halle Berry just basically in a really good looking situation there in her, I guess you would say, her undergarments, more like a Bond girl again here, and so it's going to be revealed that she's got like she's working for the other side. That she's working for the other side. She's got a tape on. Where she's wearing a wire. You like this movie Swordfish, or do you think it's just all right? I mean, I was telling someone about it. They thought it was more of a shark movie, like about a swordfish that goes crazy or something. But it's definitely not that. It's definitely not that. It's a very complicated spy movie almost. Hacking movie. So hackers in this, I like scenes where they're hacking. I'm sure we all like scenes where they're hacking and they stare at just a bunch of different screens and fast cut techno music. And the person's hacking and they're probably drinking coffee and pulling their hair out and stuff. Gabriel is John Travolta's character. When they're after Gabriel. They're after Gabriel. So, I saw this movie, in Las Vegas. And, when living in Las Vegas, you, have all the entertainment to do in the world. So, obviously, we had a lot of options. So, we still decided, even though most of us have fake IDs, just to go to the movies one night. And to see Swordfish, and wow, it blew our mind. I mean, I think it was April or May of 2001. I mean, as I was 18 years back, it was quite a fun experience. Everyone in the theater loved it too. Everyone in the theater loved it. Kind of movie that just blows your socks off when you see it in the theater. Literally. So now Gabriel's talking about money. Another interest. So he's also about the money, and also about doing that terrorism stuff. So he's talking about getting this money. I don't know about hacking, but I hear about money a lot in this scene. So, I believe this is Ventura Beach too. There's Ethan Rom himself. So that's Tom Cruise's cousin, Ethan Rom. Really big character on Lost, of course. That the guy, of course, did good in The Grudge, like I said. I think Don Cheadle's actually underrated, or he's chosen the wrong movies. Would have loved to have seen him do an action movie, his own action movie. Yeah, following this movie up. He is the moral truth of this movie. I mean, whether or not his government agency is doing the right thing, he really is doing the right thing. Or so, for all the knowledge that we have. And I like him. We don't really know anything about him. He's kind of like Bradley Cooper's character in The Mule, whereas that character, though, wasn't. It seemed like Bradley Cooper wanted to do more. Don Cheadle's just content with just being this earnest chaser. So, a lot happening about to happen. I love these scenes where they're hacking. So they're just showing like the inside of the computer. I like that shot. That was a really weird shot. Partial to that shot. Something called a worm that they're trying to put in the computer. I would imagine that that's some euphemism for being a virus. Get up. Get up. Stop. Look out. Look out. Look out. Look out. So now we're in Alexandria, Virginia all of a sudden. And this is Sam Shepard. This is Sam Shepard. Sam Shepard's a very famous playwright. And he passed away, I think, within the last year. I was honored to have worked with him. And I really enjoyed the play August Osage County that he was in, at least in the movie version of it. Very talented playwright and, of course, actor in several movies as well. This is one of his more prominent movies in that era. I always liked his voice. Distinct, kind of like Sam Elliott's, but in a different way. So now you, oh gosh. Now you see that John Travolta's now you see that John Travolta's in cahoots with Sam Shepard, seemingly. Plot thickens. I remember being surprised by that, even though it seemed, like something like that was happening, but just that it gets revealed like that. So here's Tate Donovan here. Got a 200-pound Rottweiler. I don't like Sam Shepard's analogy here. So they're using John Travolta as like this great guard dog to protect them, but he's getting out of control in their mind. So now we got Hugh about to smoke a cigarette and hack, as all hackers would. Got the headset on, got a lot of different things going on, hacking. Just like Johnny Lee Miller and Angelina Jolie before him. Hacking. Typing repeatedly. Like I said, pulling the hair out, wiping the brow, laughing, inane. Have an earring. Hack. Spin shapes around on a computer. Have several Dell computers set up at once. You're hacking. This is a great hacking scene. This is the definition of a scene where someone's hacking. Yeah, it cut to the part where he's frustrated. Right? Because he's hacking. See, this is, I mean, I'm sure there's some hackers out there, and they even appreciate this great depiction of hacking as, how to make it cinematic. I love how their depiction of hacking is cinematic in movies. They don't make it look boring and make it look fun. You get your computers lit all a certain way. It's like you have your Batman and Robin set right on your computer. I mean, the lighting scheme is what's going on in this room. And you just hack and hack. It's like you're a DJ. DJing and hacking basically are akin. Oh yeah, get that Hugh Jackman charm, and you're hacking. And you're hacking. Oh baby. Dance around, and you get this dance to the music. This great techno, culminating. He likes to hack. You get that he likes to hack and he's good at hacking it, or do you need 5 or 6 more shots of him hacking? So I hope you're enjoying me. Hope you're enjoying the commentary. I said I hope you're enjoying the movie of Swordfish. Because I just think it's a blast. I mean, everything about it, just a blast. So now this guy's going to be going in a wine cellar, and I guess seemingly is going to be impressed by all the wine that he has. So for everyone out there, have you all seen this movie before? Or is this your first time watching it? So as he's going through this wine cellar, he finds Gabriel dead. Or a dead body of Gabriel, and then Gabriel walks out. So it says we gotta take a drive. So now he's gonna go on another one of these rants. He's gonna do one of these rants. Another Travolta rant. This one's more about magic, whereas Singing the Mets is kind of about magic as well. I love this scene. He's just gonna get loose on the highway. And I think this is the gun scene too. What an incredible movie. Disappointing that it didn't make more. I mean, really. What would you have wanted for Swordfish 2, all you out there? Something where it's basically, yeah, the war. 03, 04. Travolta's character goes over during the war to like infiltrate bad terrorist actors and then you know shut them down. So that would have been a sick ass Swordfish too. But unfortunately, we missed the era for that. Swordfish 3, maybe you could have gone to Asia or something, done some stuff over there to try to stop North Korea. And Swordfish 4, I mean, we're all good franchises go to space. Swordfish 4, space. Space terror. See, this is a lot like a Fast and the Furious movie before a Fast and the Furious movie, except it's about hacking a bit and a little bit less about car racing and stuff. But don't be fooled. There's definitely a lot of fast cars, fast machines, furious activities going on in the Swordfish movie. So I could see Swordfish getting remade or re-updated or whatever. It's maybe one of the things that like Point Break. Like Point Break didn't get this kind of ironic appreciation of it in itself until more like 15 years after it was out. I'd say in the mid 2000s, everyone was always like, "Oh yeah, Point Break, Point Break, Point Break." But the 90s was just a movie. Swordfish has gone from being kind of a hit movie to being an obscure movie. So hopefully it can round full circle and be like, oh wow, yeah, Swordfish was actually really pretty damn good, and pretty much like a Mission Impossible, Fast and the Furious, James Bond type movie, um, but also about some pretty heavy subject matter as well. So, I mean, I hope that is what ends up happening, but one can hope, I guess. I'm gonna keep trying to, get more information on the making of it and all that. Who's your favorite performance in this movie? I think obviously it's pretty clear it's John Travolta, but like, do you like the other performances in it as much? I sure do. I never sure think that they're all pretty good in that, but there's different levels of good or what they can achieve. I like his character. It's like you don't actually see Vincent Vega in action in Pulp Fiction too much. I mean, obviously he's good at the suitcase. He's in the action scene in the dining room, and he's shot by Bruce Willis and all that. So you don't clearly see him doing a lot of action. But this movie is all action, and he's doing all the action. So I like that it's kind of what Vincent Vega's life could have been, I guess. This Gabriel character. So Hugh Jackman's acting like a little bitch. He's saying that John Travolta murdered people on the street. I don't think what we just saw was murder. I think it was just, sure, a rampage, but maybe a self-defense oriented manslaughter rampage. But he was shooting, so I wouldn't say murder. I'd say uh, defensive wound. Yeah, I don't know. Third degree murder, whatever is lesser. I don't know. Plead to a lesser charge type thing. So there's a way you could say that he didn't do that. So they go all the way up to Bend, Oregon for some reason in this scene. A really, really well filmed helicopter sequence. Must have been not, I don't know, must hopefully not been that much money to make because it's certainly stiff as shit. And this is to kill Sam Shepard, I believe. Sam Shepard just thinks he's going to be able to be fly fishing up here in Bend, Oregon, having some peaceful minutes, but hey, he's about to get racked up on. Huh. You put that cigar out, boy. Oh, here's another rant by Travolta. He's going to against culturally appraised people. He don't like fly fishing. You don't like modern magic, you don't like some modern filmmaking, and you don't like modern or past fly fishing. And that's just how it rolls, son. Travolta and Sam Shepard. This is a pretty well acted scene here. I like it. You know what I like it is it's like they're doing kind of cliche stuff, but they're playing it to the hilt. And there's nothing cliche about Travolta's character. There is about, you know, little beats here and there in it for sure. Thomas Jefferson once shot a man on the White House lawn for treason. So Tate Donovan blows up here, and then Sam Shepard gets shot in Bend, Oregon. There's no reason you take a helicopter to Bend, Oregon unless you're going to shoot a man. And Tate Donovan, of course, he gets the bad game for Hennessy in real life, but gets blown to smithereens there. That's the break, son. So, I mean, clearly we're in the 90s and 2000s. These hairstyles. We got a variation on the Vincent Vega with John Travolta, and then we got kind of a faux hawk, push it forward type hairstyle with Hugh Jackman. Vote out there in the comment section. Which one do you like better? So he's talking about J. Edgar Hoover, Black Cell, and all this. He's trying to guilt trip him into helping out stop more terrorism. He just wants to protect his daughter. Wars cost money. He's doing all this to get the money to stop these terrorists. My question is he really Gabriel? Because we saw Gabriel all frozen. I'll try to clarify that by the end of the movie, but if not, let me know your theories. Look at this room, this anti-terrorism room. So this is the ultimate ultra terrorist. So he's trying to screw around with this terror place now. I don't think that's nice for Hugh Jackman to do that. If he doesn't want to be part of it, he should just leave. This is when I think he starts acting like a little weirdo. Gabriel, like him or not, he stays on task with what he's trying to accomplish. There's more and more terrorism, more cool events going on. And what do you guys think about this philosophy? Do you think there's anything to it with John Travolta, or is it just a simple action movie gimmick? I think that it's a very interesting philosophy, using terrorism to stop future terrorism. It happens, I guess. I don't know if it's ever orchestrated and done to the result in the fact that Gabriel was so into it. Is he like the angel Gabriel or something? I don't know. Is it? The name is pretty cool too, obviously. They killed his wife, and then they abducted the daughter of hers. And that's a way to get the guy to play ball. That's a way to get the guy to play ball. He was trying to big time him. Now they got his daughter, so now he's gotta figure out how he's gonna do this. Zach Grenier, that's the name of that guy. Zach Grenier. That's the name of that frog-looking man that is Don Cheadle's superior. So now we're back to present time, I believe. Again, a physical scene for Don Cheadle. What other movies have you seen Zach Grenier in? What other movies have you seen Don Cheadle in? Do you enjoy him as an actor? Leave your comments down below. Also, vote for which movie you want to see next on the fan vote commentary. It will be either Fatal Beauty, Nightmare on Elm Street 4, Friday the 13th 5, or Children of the Corn 3. Vote in the fan vote and post your comments down below. As you vote, you'll have until tonight at midnight. Thank you. want a lot of money, but Travolta also has interesting goals, so I guess that's an interesting dichotomy. But usually you just want the money in movies like this, such as Taking Pelham 1, 2, 3, etc. In this, he seemingly wants the money and the goal to be able to preempt terrorists by other people, terrorism by other people. So that's always interesting. So this part, oh, so he sets it up badly. I forgot about that part. Hugh Jackman fucks up here. Like he should have just hooked Travolta up. What did it matter at that point? He's trying to screw him over. It's some bad double dealing there. One of the more physical roles for John Travolta, too. I mean, clearly in Get Shorty, he had some things to do. But not many other, real physical movies in that time. Anyone out there in the chat seen a movie called Savages? Have you seen a movie called Savages? I find that to be a real good movie. John Travolta is acting as sort of another villain that, has some interesting intentions. In Savages by John Travolta. That would come out 6-7 years later. So this is a little bit brutal. And I don't really like the, how do you call it? The look of this scene. I don't like the optics of this scene. Halle Berry being, quote unquote, mock lynched, I guess you would say. I find that to be very sad. But that they wouldn't see that would be have her almost killed in a different way, but not mock lynched. I find that to be rather silly. And I don't know if I should be getting offended by it. I'm not really offended by it. I'm just more like, okay. I mean, there's other things you could do to have someone's life on the line. I mean, she clearly is the color that she is. You really want to go there? And they go there, but it's cool. I mean, of all the gambits in this movie, I could do without this one, or do with this one being a little bit less lynchy, I guess you would say. A little bit less lynchy. But it's all good. But in a way, it makes sense too. Her life is seriously on the path anyway. And then someone just shoots Halle Berry through the chest after she's done being lynched. Brutal. Just she's the they gave me all along. Yeah. This is a really good part of the movie. So, if everyone out there, do you feel that this is a underrated action movie? And if you haven't seen it, you're about to see something that you don't see every day in an action movie, and that's a bus-related activity, but it's pretty awesome. Well, they got bridges in Los Angeles. It might have just been detonated within the last year or two. I think it was the Sixth Street Bridge. So now he's putting it right to you, Hugh Jackman. Would you be able to do what I'm doing? And the answer is no. Uh-oh. He's getting the thesis now. He can buy some nuclear shit in Minsk at a discount. So that's how he's able to do all this terrorism on the level he is. Let's try something else with the camera here. So yeah, this is a really kick-ass movie. I really enjoyed the commentary so far. I hope you all have too. Yeah, so this is a really good part here. The bus pursuit, where it's going to, what it's going to lead to. Mentioned Sugarland Express here that he didn't like the way it ended. This movie's just off the chain. So I don't know if you can tell what's about to happen, but he pops the bus lid off and is about to drop the helicopter rig into the bus hole there, and they can't be serious, but they are. The bus is about to fly. And that's exactly what happens. They lift the bus right off the street. And this is a real practical effect. Downtown LA, they got permission to do this. Hurl a bus around from a helicopter. Literally very hard to believe. Bus is no longer en route to LAX. What happened? I broke through the vehicle and turned on the first street. Alright, let's go. But no, so the bus is no longer on First Street. Well, where is the bus? The bus is airborne, motherfucker. Boom, bend your mind around that. So this is downtown before there were as many buildings. Still a lot of big buildings downtown, but none like how there are now. And you got a legit helicopter taken around a bus. Now, obviously, they're not in the bus when they're in the helicopter, I wouldn't think, but everything else is really happening. Having that bus kind of wobble around and them acting in it, that's another real big physical part of the movie, a big physical gambit. There's like 8 or 9 physical gambits in this movie that make the movie that really, I think, are quite entertaining. So I love that part. The bus crumbling an office there. Maybe a couple people get hurt or die there, but nothing too serious. Just good old fashioned fun. And obviously, people start flying out of the bus, so it broke one of the cables. That's unfortunate. But there's a certain point where Hugh Jackman's character has reached his uh, level of deserving this for, all that. There's the MCI building. I forget what that became, but I remember the MCI building. And so this is downtown LA as it looked back then, kind of nostalgic. Oh, the 90s, 2000s, how wonderful it was. You get the bus just dangling from the sky now, and they're gonna drop the bus on top of something or other. Huh, this movie's insane. Trying to land the bus somehow. And they do. On top of the building. And Hugh Jackman's hyperventilating, and Gabriel is just cool as a cucumber. I think this is a good part for Don Cheadle. Shows how intent he is on solving this crime. And sure, is this the most developed character in the world? No. But he does a good job in the film. Oh my gosh. So Hugh Jackman's such a buzzkill, man. You're gonna try to fuck with him this bad, even after he got the money. Crazy. So he apparently shoots down Travolta's helicopter there. But there's a lot more to it than that. Yeah, I mean, so they're realizing he's an ex-Mossad agent and Gabriel Shear. Mystery continues in this film. Who is Gabriel? I really enjoyed this movie. Yeah, so there's a lot going on here. He can't really figure out if it's Gabriel or not. He knows that there's another frozen Gabriel somewhere. His daughter looks a lot older there. That's weird. I mean, it's to film that, and months later. I don't know. I'm not too sure what the story is with that. So he's free with his kid to go wherever they want to now, and that's always nice. And he technically was the hero of the movie, but yet we still are waiting for the closure with Gabriel. I think we're gonna get it now. I hope so. I hope so. These are really interesting scenes. Halle Berry dressed very differently at a European bank and doing all this stuff, transferring money, even later through accounts. Oh my gosh. I always like that part. Gets out of the bank, walks up to him there on the harbor, tells him that it's done, and then so Gabriel Shearer is still taking out terrorists. Boom. Boom. And it's the third killing of a terrorist in the last couple weeks. He's now hunting terrorists. He had to do all that terrorism to get the money to hunt terrorists. Wow, you just joined me for a really kick-ass movie, really kick-ass commentary of one of my favorite movies, Swordfish, and a really underrated performance by John Travolta. I hope that everyone, uh, can appreciate the movie. Comes in just around an hour and 35 minutes, so you know, definitely check out the movie and see it more and more, and it really holds up well. This has been a commentary for Swordfish, and until next time, looking forward to doing more of these. And that was Vinnie Jones, by the way. Just looks a lot different than he does nowadays. All right, now, take care.